welcome to episode 20 of LocomotiveLance. I decided to bring this episode from the birthplace of our country. 249 years ago, the United States was born, and we're here to bring episode 20 to you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hey everyone, so for episode 20, a lot of my Locomotive Lancers out there have been asking for a get ready with me video. But what do I do when it's a day to get in the training room? So I thought I'd go over sort of the steps here in my dressing room of what I do before I get in the training room to get work done. So the first thing you have to do is put on your Disney shirt. You always work better when you're in your Disney shirt. So I start the morning off with my shirt, and then of course it's really important before you get in there and get to work is that you brush your teeth. So I have a special 3D white crest that I like to use, and really that's pretty much it. You gotta get your shirt on and you gotta brush your teeth. So that's how it goes. So a couple things I've added in here. I put a cemetery in behind the church. Still debating whether we're gonna allow folks to put flowers on the graves, but at least I got the gravestones in. And a shout out to the family business. I did put some beehives and beekeepers back in there. So I still need to work a little bit on that bank, and I still don't know what I'm gonna put in here behind the church, but just a couple things I've added here in episode 20. Okay, so it's time for the segment that I like to call Locomotive Lance Card Tricks. I'm not sure if I like to call it that, but that's what I just said right there, so that works. So I'm going to start with this standard deck of cards. I don't need the jokers. I've made some predictions that I'll see if I can make come true, but you know, it starts off with this just standard deck of cards. Nothing tricky or surprising about it, and I'm going to divide these into two equal piles. Now, normally I would say to the person, how about you shuffle one and I'll shuffle the other. However, there is no person. So I'm just gonna shuffle one, and then for a brief second, I'm gonna pretend like I'm the other person, which is reasonably dumb, but that's what we do here. So shuffle that one, shuffle this one. So I got two piles. Now I'm gonna spin them around here, kind of make them all messy. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna randomly cut this deck, flip them over, and then shove them in here. And then I'm gonna randomly cut this deck and shove these in here. We'll do it again. Shove in there, maybe another random in there. We're gonna, you know, flip and shuffle. So just like that. Okay? Completely randomized. And now I'm gonna drop one. I'm gonna mix these up like this. And as you can see here, I'm just straightening them all out, and we'll see how well my predictions came true. Okay, so my first prediction was there will be exactly 23 cards face up. So let's see how I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Whew. Wow, isn't that amazing? And how about we take it a step further and I say there will be exactly 14 black cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow. What about this prediction? All of the red cards will be even. Oh. Except for the 3 of diamonds. Thank you very much. I'll be here all night. So just to clean it up a little bit, I added this, which is really a baseboard, and it's just a stick-on. So, you know, I went with the budget approach, but it did at least clean up the edge a little bit on this side. Still have, I need to fill in some spaces like here, and especially here, but the idea is when it's done, it won't be quite so ugly, So, yeah, still got work to do here. I've placed an order for foul poles for the field and a backstop, so that will need to be added, plus people in the stands and on the field, and need some more cars and kids playing, but that's for another day. Okay, so the LocomotiveLance life lesson for episode 20 is going to be on how to pack for a vacation, in particular a Disney vacation, if you're going for 9 days. So if you'll come with me into my packing lab, you'll see what I've got for you today. So if you're going for 9 days, let's say as a hypothetical, you need 12 pairs of shorts because you never know what might happen to 3 of them. Then with each pair of shorts, you need a minimum of 3 shirts. It gets hot in Florida, so you might need to change your shirt. So you take 3 shirts per pair of shorts. That gives you 36. Now you need 4 extras because you need a sleep shirt for Pete's sake. And also you never know when you might dribble on one. So you gotta have 40 shirts. And so here's my little pack, or my little piles that I'm about to pack. And you can thank me later when you get ready to do that yourself. Until next time. Okay, something to look forward to in episode 21 is I think I'm gonna put a little pond here. Gotta work that down into the foam and get it painted and then water in it. I'm gonna put a pond there and then maybe a butcher shop here to support the farm. So that's coming up in the next episode, and then I'm gonna continue work here on the town. I feel like I'm gonna put something here beside the post office, but I'm just not sure what that is yet. And hopefully keep going on my ballast around the outside of this track here. As you can see, it stops right there. All right, well, this concludes episode 20 of LocomotiveLance. I want a train of the future to wind up this episode. Thank you all for joining us. Next time in episode 21, we're going to be finishing up that village. So hopefully it will not go as bad as episode 20 did, you know? That's what we're hoping for. So until next time.